Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cricket from the Stands podcast. This is our another episode, and this episode from here onwards till the World Cup, we will be having a set of series coming up, and a lot of episode we'll be having. It's mostly a build up to the World Cup, which is going to happen in October in 2023 in India. And with regards to that, there are a lot of things and discussions. Along with me, Kannan will be discussing a lot of hits and misses that has happening recently, and what is the conundrum that Indian cricket is facing in ODI cricket at the moment with the people, players, those who are injured, and how the teams will be shaping up for the Asia Cup, for the World Cup as well. So we will be having a lot of these discussions upcoming. Week on week, we'll keep coming. We'll keep discussing how is it going. Are we on track for the ODI World Cup? Do you think the team has the right balances in everything? We'll be discussing how things are shaping up for the Indian cricket team. So welcome to our this first of its kind of episode where we will be talking about the build up to the ODI World Cup 2023. Along with me joining Kannan Nair. So I'll be asking questions how Indian cricket is going around, and what is that we think as an Indian cricket would need to work upon going into the Asia Cup and World Cup. So my first question to Kannan, are you ready?
Absolutely, break it down.
Yeah, so my first question to Kannan is mostly about the recently happened West Indies series where India won the ODI series by 2-1, but there were a lot of hits and misses that we had seen.
Absolutely.
Would like to know from the Kannan that how was the series for India, and what are the hits and misses from his point of view with regards to that series?
Absolutely. Good evening, one and all. Thanks for joining the podcast of Walking Wicket. Pon bhai, as you asked me the question regarding India's recent ODI series, right? I will just give you and our audience a situation. एक बच्चे को इमेजिन कर लो, एक छोटा सा बच्चा, उसके हाथ में हम लोग ने दे रहे हैं 2 से 3 टॉयज अलग अलग अलग। बहुत छोटा बच्चा 2 से 2.5 साल का, उसको कुछ नहीं पता क्या करना है, कैसे करना है। तो वो पहले क्या करता है, वो पहले लेता है, हिलाता है, तोड़ता है, फिर उठाएगा, फिर तोड़ेगा, फिर उठाएगा, फिर तोड़ेगा। This बच्चा is none other than the Indian team management for us, ladies and gentlemen, because ये क्या कर रहे हैं, ये प्लेयर्स को बना रहे हैं, एक पोजीशन दे रहे हैं, नहीं खेल रहा है, तोड़ रहे हैं, दूसरे प्लेयर को लेके आ रहे हैं, उस पोजीशन पे खिला रहे हैं, नहीं खेल रहा है, तोड़ रहे हैं। This team is more confused than a child giving an exam, more confused than a toddler playing with a set of toys, more confused than a bachelor trying to make a biryani at home. As simple as that. मतलब इससे ज्यादा confused management मैंने आज तक जिंदगी में कभी नहीं देखा. And the best part is the management is accepting it. कि हाँ हमको नहीं समझ आ रहा. But the question that is, yes, the fans are also asking the same question. They also don't know what's happening. They want to get answers. And if you remember correctly, इस सीरीज के पहले शुरुआत में टाइटल दिया गया था, सबका जवाब मिलेगा. अब सीरीज खत्म होने के बाद पहले से ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस आ गए, जिसका जवाब के लिए दूसरा सीरीज कंडक्ट करना पड़ेगा. सो दैट इज अ डिफरेंट कॉन्ट्रम टू I would say to post-mortem the series one by one. I would first start off with the first ODI. First ODI था जहाँ पे रोहित शर्मा and विराट कोहली were playing. They were playing in the 11. बट दे वर अंदर से वो लोग प्रैक्टिस जर्सी पहने थे, बिकॉज बैटिंग तो विराट कोहली ने किया नहीं. रोहित शर्मा सोचे कि ठीक है यार, क्या बात है, इनको नए बच्चों को थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस दे देते हैं. नाम के लिए 2 जन का 15 मेंबर में स्क्वाड में नाम तो आ गया, बट क्या ही होगा, कौन क्या ही बोलेंगे, उनकी बैट उनकी बॉल, कोई कुछ नहीं बोल सकता. तो रोहित शर्मा अपने सर आए बैटिंग करने को नंबर 6 पे लास्ट वो खेले थे 2012 में. दैट वाज 11 years ago. And if you remember that match correctly, India bowled out West Indies inside of 23 overs. That is 23 overs में bowled out किए, 114 पे all out हो गए. That is what the West Indies scorecard was. And the leading wicket takers were of course the Indian spinners Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. ठीक है. Now comes Indian batting. Indian batting में एक twist देखते हैं हम लोग. We see Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill opening the batting. They play very well. मतलब एक 18 रन की इनिंग खेलते हैं when Shubman Gill gets out. Then फिर उसके बाद एक सूर्य कुमार यादव आते हैं. He is not able to do much there. Ishan Kishan is the stabilizer in that innings, entire innings. एक 52 रन की उनकी पारी होती है and he plays well in that innings. बट उसके बाद जो हमने सीरीज ऑफ विकेट्स देखे, कहीं पे भी किसने भी जो रोहित शर्मा और विराट कोहली के एक स्ट्रक्चर का एक प्लेयर है, why are they that kind of player? Because of the stability they bring into the innings, because of how they
Especially in
get
this
the team
format. Yeah.
correct, as the way they get along the team with themselves. Strike rotate किया, सिंगल लिया, डबल लिया, थोड़ा प्रेशर ऑब्जर्व किया. 114 रन ही मारना है यार, मतलब तुमको 114 रन 6 ओवर में नहीं मारने थे, 114 रन तुमको 50 ओवर में मारने थे. And the way the guys threw wicket, right from Surya Kumar Yadav to Hardik Pandya to Ishan Kishan, everyone, मतलब किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि क्या हो रहा है करके. इतना ही समझ में नहीं
In
आ रहा
this
था कि
scenarios, matlab, I think team can have two options. Either you score
absolutely,
50, 114, 115 runs in 50 overs, or you go
absolutely,
bang bang from the first over itself and show the
absolutely,
world that you are merciless also, and you play a
correct,
great cricket where you are not worried about the wicket. So you
correct.
can close off the game in 10 overs or 15 overs.
करेक्ट. एंड इंस्टेड व्हाट इंडिया डिड वाज, अपार्ट फ्रॉम ईशान किशन, किसी एक भी बंदे का स्ट्राइक रेट 78 के ऊपर नहीं था. सो दिस वाज द द
Correct.
द कॉन्टेंट दैट दे वर गोइंग थ्रू. एक बार शार्दुल ठाकुर भी आउट हो गया, तब तो इंडियन फैन सोच रहे थे कि अब रोहित शर्मा विराट कोहली नहीं भी आए तो भी चल जाएगा, वैसे भी मैच का कुछ होना नहीं है करके. बट फिर भी रोहित शर्मा ने डिसाइड किया कुछ रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक करते हैं, 12 साल बाद आते हैं 6 नंबर पे, खेल लेते एक अच्छी इनिंग्स. नॉट एन अच्छी
He
इनिंग्स, आई
never
वुड से.
intended to play. I guess he always wanted these guys to play because 114 is a
Absolutely.
very
So
low score.
that
But
is where my next question is. जो बच्चे
hmm,
को खिलौना दिया फर्स्ट मैच में, सेकंड और थर्ड मैच में वो खिलाना उससे छीन क्यों लिया? अगर रोहित शर्मा और विराट कोहली का इंटेंशन था ही नहीं पूरे ओडीआई सीरीज खेलने का, तो व्हाई वर दे नेम्ड इन द पूरा सीरीज? फर्स्ट मैच से हार्दिक पांड्या को कैप्टन दे रहे थे. व्हाई वाज दैट डिसीजन देयर? दैट इज माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू, आई डोंट नो whom to even ask, क्योंकि टीम मैनेजमेंट के पास भी जवाब तो है नहीं. शायद जियो सिनेमा को जाके पूछना पड़ेगा, शायद उनके पास इस सब का जवाब होगा. बट एनीवे, कमिंग टू द सेकंड ओडीआई, देन आफ्टर दैट द सेकंड ओडीआई वी सॉ अ ब्रिलियंट फाइट बैक फ्रॉम वेस्ट इंडीज, जहां पे इंडिया को सबसे पहली बात 181 पे ऑल आउट कर दिया. एंड दिस वाज नॉट जस्ट अनदर मैच फॉर देम. यहाँ पे 90 रन तक कोई विकेट नहीं गया था पवन भाई. 90 रन पे
hmm.
फर्स्ट विकेट गया, जहां पे शुभमन गिल आउट हुआ, द पार्टनरशिप गॉट ब्रोकन.
And
एंड द
then
नेक्स्ट
everything
नेक्स्ट
fell.
90 रन्स में नो विकेट गिरे. This is the
Correct.
ritual of Indian cricket which has happened. I've seen this for a long time now. एक एम एस धोनी हुआ करता था जो ऐसे ऐसे सिचुएशन में जब 19 पे 6 हो, 30 पे 5 हो, वहां से आके पूरा गेम बिल्ड करता था. आई डोंट सी एनी ऑफ दीज प्लेयर्स हैविंग दैट कैलिबर जो पूरा प्रेशर सोकिंग करे और वहां से खेले.
Hmm.
नंबर 4 पे अक्षर पटेल को भेज दिया हार्दिक साहब ने, और हार्दिक साहब को उसके बाद पता ही नहीं था क्या करना है करके, क्योंकि उसके बाद तो लड़ी लग गई. खुद आउट हो गए, संजू सैमसन आउट हो गए, सूर्य कुमार जो एकदम लेट आए वो खुद भी आउट हो गए. नो वन हैज एनी आइडिया. रोमारियो शेफर्ड आ रहा है, बाउंसर डाल रहा है, प्लेयर्स आधे डक कर रहे हैं, आधे पुल शॉट मार रहे हैं, कैच आउट हो जा रहा है. There we also saw a brilliant fight back from Shai Hope, who is the captain and who
Hmm.
has been the highest scoring number 4 across the globe, not just in
Yep.
West Indies, across the globe. Highest
In
scoring number
recent
4
time.
batter है वो. Why? A big question mark there, and there lies the answer as well. क्योंकि उसको consistently 2 साल से नंबर 4 पे खिलाया है वेस्ट इंडीज ने.
Hmm.
जबकि जबकि अगर इंडिया की
Point.
बात करें तो इंडिया में ये कोई ही स्कोप ही नहीं है, कोई नंबर 4 का बैटर ही नहीं है. दिस विल कवर लेटर ऑन. आई होप यू माइट
Hmm.
हैव हंड्रेड्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस रिगार्डिंग द नंबर 4 स्पॉट,
Hmm.
व्हिच वी विल डिस्कस लेटर ऑन. सो वो मैच तो इंडिया बहुत बुरी तरह से हार गए बिकॉज वेस्ट इंडीज चेज्ड ऑन 182 इनसाइड ऑफ 37 ओवर्स. द नेक्स्ट मैच अगेन इंडिया baffled, came back brilliantly. वही हुआ वापस जो पिछले मैच में था. ईशान किशन, शुभमन गिल स्कोर्ड लाइक 80 odd runs each equally. ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ को एक्सपेरिमेंट
Yeah.
करा एज अ नंबर 3 बैटर, वो फेल हो गया. सैमसन स्कोर्ड अ ब्रिलियंट 50 एट नंबर 4. हार्दिक पांड्या जो एकदम स्लो स्टार्ट किए इनिशियली, देन रैम्ड अप इवेंचुअली टू स्कोर अ 52 ball 70 and
And
some
this
late.
was the only game where it seems like the Indian cricket team is playing.
Absolutely वहां पे थोड़ा डोमिनेंस दिखा which we are used to. मतलब I was very baffled. I thought for a moment कि ये शायद ICC का नॉकआउट है, because bilateral सीरीज में तो इंडिया anyway अच्छा खेलती है यार. I thought कि ये
Correct.
कोई bilateral सीरीज नहीं है, कोई नॉकआउट गेम है. क्यों ऐसा प्रेशराइज्ड इंडियन टीम को कभी नहीं देखा था पहले. But like fortunately they ended up winning that match thanks to a very poor performance by the West Indies entire batting unit and good bowling from Mukesh Kumar and Shardul Thakur. मतलब Shardul Thakur has that golden arm जिससे वो विकेट निकाल सकता है. So a 2-1 series win, but I thought it was very
It's not the
very
convincing one.
dicey, not a dominant performance what we would expect from a team Indian team, and special kudos, do not ever forget special kudos to West Indies team जो qualify नहीं किए वर्ल्ड कप के लिए, and they are
Still
still
they are able
putting
to give a good fight.
such performance, such good fight against a strong Indian team. This is not even a B team. This is a very strong Indian team.
Correct. So from my side, Kanan, I believe for me the hits and misses with regards to this series, the hits were mostly Ishan Kishan, Kuldeep Yadav, and Shardul Thakur.
Correct.
Those were the positives for me as far as I see the Indian cricket, where Ishan Kishan been consistently not given the options to play at the top of the order,
Absolutely.
because Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan have been there, but this guy scored three back-to-back 50s. Whatever the India's score was there, he could not convert them into 100, but he had three back-to-back 50s in all the games. On top of it, in bowling, Kuldeep Yadav, who his resurgence, if you would see in recent time, and coming to ODI, I find that he has started finding his home again in Indian cricket team. He
Correct.
started finding that confidence in his ability that he can still bowl good overs in T20s as well as in the ODI. So good to
Correct.
see him scoring, taking 7 wickets in the three games. That's one of the positives I would see. Another was Shardul Thakur, who was hardly gets any chance in Indian cricket, but whenever he comes, he tries to deliver in one way or another, by
Correct.
hook or crook. But we have seen him doing what Shardul Thakur does. So nothing to take away from him, but again, he took 8 wickets in three games. Another positive, which how India would use, we will see in the upcoming discussion. But
Correct.
these were the few positives. Misses for me were again Surya Kumar Yadav, most biggest disappointment. Given three matches, scored just
Correct.
78 runs in the ODI, where in such format where team is not scoring runs, you can come, you can establish yourself, you can go bang bang in the end. But we could not see that Surya Kumar Yadav again, because his ODI format is something, it's not matching the energy that he
Correct.
has in the T20 format. So somewhere things are missing there. Probably he is working with the coach, and he has already spoken about it.
Correct.
But this was again another letdown. If we see as a disappointment from the series. Another was Sanju Samson. We had spoken a lot about Sanju Samson, but
Absolutely.
we know the kind of talent and the kind of shot selections and everything he possesses. But at the end of the day, the result matters. The numbers matters. You've been given chances to play, and if you are there to hold one end, then I guess he should replicate the same kind of success, that at same kind of confidence that somebody is showing into him, which is something I saw was again missing. Another letdown for me is Hardik Pandya. The reason being, Hardik Pandya, out of three matches, he played one match. In two matches, he did captain. In one match, he scored 70 runs, but I could not see the kind of fluency that Hardik Pandya used to bring in his
Absolutely.
batting in the previous
Absolutely.
times, where he used to come and hold one end, or also he used to come and start smashing from the word go, which is something we saw missing. And again, from in his bowling also, in out of three matches, he just took 1 wicket. So something somewhere we saw the
Correct.
Hardik Pandya. Because what I believe, when you come to some stages and when you come to a team which is not even close to qualifying to the World Cup, and
Correct.
if you are facing such team, I guess you go there and you show
Hmm.
what you are capable of. Not you see
Absolutely.
the people get to see the other side of yours. So somewhere I see these are the players which were the biggest disappointment for me personally: Surya Kumar, Sanju Samson,
Sun
and Hardik
Samson, yeah.
Pandya.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
these were some of the
E-
biggest letdown.
even in bowling, I felt thoda sa probably we could have given Mukesh Kumar a longer rope, or even Umran Malik a longer rope. But
Correct.
Umran Malik, being Umran Malik, he was just like baffled with the pace. मतलब से pace डाल रहा है, liner length was completely off. One another, just a few seconds there.
He was
Just the
only
last.
given six overs in two matches that he played. So this
Absolutely.
is again something surprising to me when you are giving a youngster a chance against
Hmm.
a weaker team. I would not say that exactly, but against a much weaker side than yours, then I
Correct.
believe you should give them a long rope and see whether these
Absolutely.
guys can try them in a different situation, try them in the opening overs, try them in middle overs, try them in the death overs. But he would hardly given 3 overs in first ODI he played, and second ODI also again he has given 3 to 4 overs, which was
Absolutely.
baffling.
I completely
So
agree there.
not use of players is again one of the situation that we had seen in
Correct.
West Indies tour. Okay, so let's move on to our next topic of the day, where we will be talking about that Asia Cup is going to start soon,
Absolutely.
in the fair end of August. So we would like to discuss that how Indian team is shaped, and does
Correct.
India have a balanced squad after winning the series against West Indies? They would be coming to play the Asia Cup that will be get hosted. That will be happening in Sri Lanka
Sri Lanka.
and
Correct.
Pakistan. So,
Correct.
just to tell our viewers and to listeners, it will be played in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, and it will be played. First six teams. Nepal would be playing this time, so six teams would
Yeah.
be playing. India, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh would be playing this
Right.
Asia Cup, and they will be playing two matches initially, and then later there will be Super Four. And once the Super Four are done, then Super Four is done, then they will be playing the finals. So this is
Correct.
how the round would be, and this is how the tournament will be shaped. So moving
Absolutely.
on to our topic, would like to know from the Kannan that where he sees there are gaps in Indian ODI team right now,
Correct.
and is there any way to fill those gaps, and what will the best strategy that India would like to go ahead with?
Absolutely. First of all, thanks Panbhai for letting the viewers know about the format of this Asia Cup 2023. Just one more thing I would like to add on. As Panbhai said, this would be a Sri Lanka and Pakistan hosted by both the nations. All the matches of India would definitely be played in Sri Lanka only, irrespective of the quarterfinals, semifinals,
Yeah.
wherever it will be. India will only play in Sri Lanka, and the rest of the matches, as per schedule, will be in Sri Lanka and Pakistan both. Now, coming back to what Pawnmai asked, right? Do we ourselves believe ki is Indian team ready? What are the gaps? Is first, I would start with the biggest gap since the last ODI World Cup 2019 World Cup. That is the missing of number four batter. Since 2019 ka ODI World Cup, India has used a total of 11 players. I'm not kidding. 11 players at the number 4 spot, out of which 5 players, that is Samju Samsung, Virat Kohli, Washington Sundar, Hardik Pandya and Akshar Patel have played one game each. Apart from them, मतलब बाकी के 6 players ने completely वहां पे एक या एक से ज्यादा innings खेली है. Out of which the most stable
Uh,
batsman at number 4 for India since 2019 World Cup has been Shreyas Iyer, who has played 17 innings, the highest. उसके बाद कोई भी डबल डिजिट्स में है ही नहीं, कोई भी बैटर. The next best is Rishabh Pant, who has played 9 innings, and then Ishan Kishan, who has played 6 innings. So there is still that gap of number 4. Even after 4 years, India hasn't been able to fill that gap. कि कौन होगा वो क्रूशियल नंबर 4 वाला बैटर जो प्रेशर सोकिन भी कर सकता है, स्पिनर्स को अच्छे तरीके से खेल सकता है, एंड कैन ऑल्सो गो बैंग बैंग एट द एंड 38 to 58 ओवर में इफ रिक्वायर्ड. तो वो एक प्लेयर एक
And
इंडिया अभी तक.
while the World Cup will be happening in India, it is very important to
Correct.
have such player because these are the
Absolutely.
spinning conditions.
Absolutely. And Shreyas Iyer was our, I would say, the missing jigsaw puzzle, but वो भी injured हो गया, and then India are again looking for options. This is the first and the foremost, the biggest issue for India for now. The second issue is if we see the number 1 to number 6 card spot batting order, right, for India, there is not even a single bowler. I am not considering Ravindra Jadeja in this because he is an out and out bowling all rounder, not a batting all rounder. सो कोई भी नंबर 1 से नंबर 6 के बीच में ऐसा कोई भी बॉलर नहीं है जो स्पिन बॉलिंग कर सकता है इंडियन कंडीशंस में.
Absolutely.
एंड गिवन द वर्ल्ड कप इज हैपनिंग इन इंडिया वेयर द पिचेस आर नोन टू बी स्पिन फ्रेंडली, यार एक एक बॉलर एक बैटर तो हो जो बॉलिंग करे एटलीस्ट 10 ओवर, नहीं तो कम से कम 4 से 5 ओवर दे पाए. एक क्वेश्चन मिल जाता है द कैप्टन को इफ समथिंग इज गोइंग रॉन्ग, इफ सम ऑफ द अदर बॉलर इज हैविंग अ वेरी ऑफ डे, एक स्पिनर को लेके आया, थोड़ा कुछ कर दिया, लाइक वी सॉ विद तिलक वर्मा राइट इन द लास्ट T20 against West Indies. He didn't do
Even
magic.
Yashasvi
He didn't.
Jaiswal above it.
Correct. He
He
was
also
given
bowled.
a bowling option. Even Tilak Verma was giving a bowling option. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि भाई उनसे 3 या 4 विकेट एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं. एक हाथ 3-4 ओवर डाल दिया, थोड़ा रिदम बिगाड़ दिया बैटर का. कोई बहुत सारे बैटर ऐसे भी करते हैं कि एक पार्ट टाइमर आ गया तो चांसेस ले लिया, वहां पे विकेट दे दिया. इफ यू रिमेंबर द 2011 वर्ल्ड कप व्हिच
Yeah.
हैपेंड इन इंडिया हैड सुरेश रैना, इंडिया हैड यूसुफ पठान, इंडिया हैड युवराज सिंह. All of this, their first primary skill was batting and then the bowling. And if you remember correctly, युवराज सिंह was the third highest wicket taker. First में tie था, and that is why I'm considering him as third. Shahid Afridi and Zair Khan were tied at 21, and Yuvraj
Hmm.
Singh took 19 wickets in that tournament. So एक ऐसा बॉलर के वजह से MS Dhoni could utilize his troops very smartly. So that is something that is missing very badly. I don't know what has happened. शायद players को practice ही नहीं करा रहे nets में, या I don't know what is happening behind the scenes. But
The
that
right
gap is
question. Yeah.
that gap is definitely missing there. Now coming from there to the bowling department, I don't see at this moment like Bumrah को मैं नहीं गिन रहा हूँ because he is not a part of Indian cricket team. He is part of the NCA team now. So मैं उसको नहीं काउंट कर रहा हूँ in any scheme of things for now. कोई ऐसा विकेट टेकिंग बॉलर मेरे को नहीं दिख रहा पवन भाई. आई एम नॉट किडिंग हियर. कोई भी ऐसा विकेट टेकिंग बॉलर जो ऐसे आके गेम चेंज कर दे. वी हैड जहीर खान बैक इन दोज डेज, जो एक नकल बॉल डाल देगा, एक सॉलिड यॉर्कर डाल देगा. He would do anything. He would bring a wicket out of anywhere. I can only see Shardul Thakur doing that job, but I don't see Shardul Thakur being a part of the 11 in the first place, because you already have a fast bowling all-rounder in the place of Hardik Pandya. So I don't see where they will fit in Shardul Thakur in the scheme of things there. So एक bowler का बहुत ज़्यादा miss है वहाँ पे to India specifically. I don't know how they will get that bowler from somewhere. They have to get it, because Yuzvendra Chahal has not been doing the part that we would like him to do. इसके अलावा कुलदीप यादव is an on and off, has been an on and off bowler for most of the times these days. So I don't see a bowler of Zahir Khan's caliber specifically. Let's see who can does the job that for India. I bet you might have also some questions regarding India's squad and the batting lineup going forward as well.
Yeah, Gandan. So I guess, as you rightly said, there is a problem in top of the order where two problems are there. One, I don't see any left hand batter. The another problem I see is that they all are batters. They are not even what do you call has a bowling option
bowler
which
भी नहीं है.
जो रोहित शर्मा उनको यूज कर सके. तो वो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. वो प्रॉब्लम जेन्युइन है in ODI World Cup, or in ODI at least it's a pleasure to have a player like Yuvraj Singh, player like Suresh Raina. These are gold, and England has full of it. So as Australia also has full of it. That's where India has to find a combination, which I guess they are already late. I don't think so they are going to change much in their squad now. The only problem is how to fit in a left-hander, if not the bowling option, which is something they'll be looking into, which we will talk about when we will talk about the World Cup. When it comes to the bowling option, there are certain bowling options that India would definitely love to look forward to. Some of the names I can give. Bumrah will definitely will make a comeback. He is playing the Ireland tour, which is going to happen recently. So he'll go and play. So is the Prasidh Krishna, who is also named there. He's also one kind of a player who can come in middle order and has a very. He's really tall. He can come and give you those crucial wickets when it is needed. And he was a good bowler when he did not got injured. So before that, he had been taken huge number of wickets for India. So that's one player I see. Another is there would be a Mohammad Siraj, who's been relentless, and he has been more successful ODI bowler for India since 2022, who has taken 42 wickets. I love that person. I love his energy, and I love that he's somebody who can come and who can give you what India need in ODI format. Because it's a format that it starts losing its energy after 20-25 overs, kind of. But he is that kind of bowler who can bring that bring that energy back into the game. And anytime he bowls, I guess he loves to bowl. So that kind of bowler we would love to see. Shami is there. So if there would be any toss, there would be a toss between these four pacers for the ODI World Cup. If Jasprit Bumrah gets fit, Prasidh Krishna gets fit, I guess we will be having good amount of bowlers who can who Rohit Sharma can bank on in any tough situation, whether it's bowling with the new ball, whether it's bowling with the old ball, death overs, middle overs. Spinning options, is also there. They are still going ahead with Yuzvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav. Seeing Kuldeep Yadav doing good, it's good to see, but not sure
Right.
how much they will be using the Yuzvendra Chahal, which we haven't seen in recent times. So probably he is not
Absolutely.
again the another option that India is looking for. But India is missing a off spinner in case there are teams which have
Absolutely.
most left-hander. For example, England might have some of them. So
England
have
have it.
Australia
Correct.
might have some of them. So in such cases, and so is Sri Lanka also. So India would need definitely an off-spinning option, which I don't see.
Absolutely.
Had that been in top six, somewhere one person like Suresh Raina who can come and ball
Correct.
would have been better. But I don't see Ashwin making India come back in ODI World
Absolutely
Cup.
not.
So India only has to rely either on Yuzvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav to deliver those wickets to India. So that's my take on Asia Cup. That how India might shape up a team and how India can fill the gaps if there are any.
Absolutely. Just one more thing I would like to add on in this Asia Cup, right? If we see Sri Lanka, Pakistan, I would even consider Afghanistan a very hot favorite.
Hot favorite.
Given the pitches in Sri Lanka are slow damp,
Correct.
they have
It will be happening in Colombo.
all these three things have one thing in common that India doesn't. a, a डेप्थ इन बैटिंग जो इंडिया का जो टेल है वो नंबर 6 से ही शुरू हो जाता है whereas
Hmm.
if you see Pakistan has number 6 and number 7 पे शादाब खान Shaheen Afridi coming in. Shaheen Afridi is a very good enough batter. Shadab Khan is a definite all-rounder for sure. Sri Lanka
Correct.
if you see, if you will have Vanandu Hasaranga coming at number 7. Afghanistan you would have multiple all-rounders coming at number 7 with one of them being Rashid Khan. So India, if I name who would be the number 7 or number 8 for India, people might call it, we have Kuldeep Yadav, who is a good, decent enough batter. But can he score that 30 ball 50? No. The answer is absolutely no. We do not have anyone in that 6-7K part who can do that role of a finisher come all-rounder. Like, we don't need 100 from there. We just need a 30 ball 50 from that. That's number 6 and number 7 batter, which India doesn't
Agree.
have. So Asia Cup, this would be a problem, and I do not myself see India being the hot favorite in Asia Cup. Given
They need to
Pakistan and
search
Sri
these
Lanka,
players. They need to find these players. They need to build their
absolutely,
squad around these gaps.
it's absolutely not like India doesn't have the talent. India के पास तो पूरा खदान भरा हुआ है. It is just about having the right scout to pull out that talent, and India just aren't been able to do that. Even if we have that the mega rich cash filled IPL, हमारे पास वो प्लेयर ही नहीं आ पा रहे यार, जो या फिर वहां
Yeah.
से क्वालिफिकेशन करने ही नहीं दे रहे वो लोग टू द इंडियन टीम कि हाँ यहाँ पे आके स्कोर करिए इतना रन. So
Yeah. You're
that's my
absolutely
two
right.
cents. That's my 2 cents on Asia Cup. And for me, the finals, like early predictions, like we always do, early prediction is definitely Afghanistan versus Pakistan. I see them in the finals.
Yeah, I agree. I guess there are a lot of gaps that needs to be filled ahead of the Asia
Correct.
Cup, but India doesn't have answer for those. Literally, we
Correct.
have seen in the recent time, and they can't build the player all of a sudden out of nowhere
Absolutely.
unless they have been given a long rope
Absolutely.
into these conditions. So this looks ominous for me for Indian cricket, at
Absolutely.
least in Asia Cup. Let's move on to our next topic, where we will be talking about what India would be doing in the next 2 months, and how do you see the gap that we just discussed? Will India will be working on them and they'll be filling up? So,
Absolutely.
so how does it look to you, the Cricket World Cup roadmap for India?
See, I would first of all say in a year where it is supposed to be only like focus should only be on ODIs. I don't know first of all why we are having a series with Ireland in the first place. Like, क्या
That is
logic
through
बनता है?
T20s.
That absolutely that is an in alien conditions, जहाँ पे वेस्ट इंडीज के साथ भी 5 T20 के बदले शायद 5 ODI रख देना चाहिए था. We could have got
Would have been better.
more जवाब to the सवाल्स that they have put, but वो भी नहीं आ पाया. वहाँ भी 5 T20 रख दिए, इनके साथ T20 रख दिए. I don't get the logic behind it, but ठीक है, like even no one has answer to it. Coming to the ODI World Cup, the preparations for it, we only have the Asia Cup followed by the Australian series, which is a very good thing, specifically speaking.
Correct.
I
And that
I
is to an
thought
Indian condition. That is to against a
absolutely
strong opposition.
a very strong opposition, and this is where I thought कि शायद ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ साथ they should have also invited England एक एक
Thinking
विंडो
could have played
विंडो
a two ODI, three ODI or something.
करेक्ट, एक 3 ODI का खेल लेते हैं यार, मतलब हाउ मच टाइम वुड हैव इट टेकन, लाइक 3 days मैक्स। 3 ODIs में कुछ नहीं होता, दे वुड हैव एटलीस्ट
One
फिगर्ड
week.
आउट द ऑप्शंस कि क्या कैसे करना
Hmm.
है। आयरलैंड का सीरीज शायद स्किप करने का एक ऑप्शन हुआ हो सकता था। दे कुड हैव इवन कॉल्ड आउट अफगानिस्तान इफ नॉट ऑल। अफगानिस्तान इज अ वेरी टफ टीम टू बीट इन इंडियन, श्रीलंका एंड
Strong,
पाकिस्तान
strong.
कंडीशंस, तो
Yep.
वो कर सकते थे। दैट हैज नॉट बीन डन। नाउ कमिंग बैक टू व्हाट कैन बी डन फर्दर ऑन, I feel the Asia Cup should be a dress rehearsal. They should absolutely stop. Absolutely, by absolutely I mean not even a single experiments now. जो तुमको
Agree.
वर्ल्ड कप में तुम्हारा जो स्टार्टिंग 11 होना चाहिए या स्टार्टिंग 14 होना चाहिए, उस टीम के साथ तुम फर्स्ट मैच से उतरो। नेपाल के साथ मैच है तो ऐसा नहीं कि कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट कर दिया, हार्दिक पांड्या ओपन करने आया नेपाल के साथ। नो 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 नो, स्ट्रिक्ट नो। Go with the same 11 that you want to do. This is what great captains did, right?
Correct. Mahendra Singh Dhoni also
Absolutely.
did a lot of experimenting, but he stick to the players and
That is
he
what I was
kept the
coming to.
same.
That is what I was coming to. Chennai Super Kings, if we see, they went 10 matches in this season, unchanged 11. 2011 का भी जो वर्ल्ड कप था, if you remember, साउथ अफ्रीका में सीरीज हार के आए थे 2-1 इंडिया, and India were absolutely underdogs. No one was considering India favorites. But if you
Agree.
could remember, जो वो साउथ अफ्रीका सीरीज में जो ओडीआई मैचेस हुए, वही टीम वर्ल्ड कप में शुरुआत की। जस्ट अश्विन एंड पीयूष चावला हियर एंड देयर स्वैप हुए कोई ऑड इवन मैचेस में,
Depending on the situation, conditions.
डिपेंडिंग ऑन द कंडीशंस। उसके अलावा पूरा 9 का 9 प्लेयर्स वही थे। यूसुफ पठान वही था, सुरेश रैना एंड यूसुफ पठान यूज्ड टू स्वैप, सचिन तेंदुलकर, वीरेंद्र सहवाग, गंभीर, विराट कोहली, यही लाइनअप था। फॉलोड बाय युवराज सिंह, देन धोनी, एंड फिर यूसुफ पठान एंड सुरेश रैना, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सिचुएशन। देन वी हैड आशीष रैना, आशीष नेहरा, श्रीशांत, मुनाफ पटेल एंड जैक। वी वर एब्सोल्युटली श्योर अबाउट आवर टीम कि यही टीम खेलेगी। तो नाउ whatever has happened. हमारे पास नहीं है बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर टॉप इसमें, तो उसको छोड़ दो, एक कोई प्लेयर को फिट इन कर दो जो शायद रविंद्र जडेजा उसका काम कर सकता हो, और वही टीम के साथ खेलो। बीट एनीथिंग बट प्ले अ स्ट्रिक्ट 11। ट्राई टू फाइंड दैट विकेट टेकिंग बॉलर ये एशिया कप के द्वारा। Who would be your wicket taking bowler? Be it either Mohammad Siraj. I would rather experiment. One of my hot favorites wicket taking bowler is of course Ravi Bishnoi. He has that knack of taking wickets at crucial moment. उसको खिला के देखो एक आध मैच. If he is doing well, swap him in with Yuzvendra Chahal. He's an absolute gun fielder.
There are a lot of. I'll just like to take a minute here and I'll tell. There are a lot of experimentation that should be stopped. For example, at top of the order, you see Ishan Kishan. If either Ishan Kishan, Sanju Samson would play, maybe a wicket keeper who would be on standby. That's the only option they have. There is no other option. Sanju Samson cannot play as number 5 or number 4. Sanju Samson has to be on bench. So is the Ishan Kishan. So only one can make a way. On top of it, if Shreyash Iyer comes in, given KL Rahul is playing, Shreyash Iyer comes in, then only Surya Kumar Yadav also have to sit out. And then if they are experimenting, for example, there are still things are in discussion where they are saying Tilak Verma might make ODI debut, but it's highly impossible to me because Shreyas is somebody who has proved himself. Given Tilak Verma any sport in top 5, I don't see that's happening. So Surya Kumar Yadav sits again. So 3 players I have already told you who are going to sit. And then come down the order. Akshar Patel may not get a chance when Jadeja is playing.
It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense to have Akshar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja, who are absolutely like to each other. Just अगर injured हो गया तो उसको खिलाना चाहिए. He bowls absolutely like Ravindra Jadeja. He fields absolutely like Ravindra Jadeja. Batting में थोड़ा कम होगा Ravindra Jadeja से, but he is an apple to apple replacement of Ravindra Jadeja.
So there are a lot of experimentation even at that place happening where Akshar Patel you do not know what his place. You know Shardul Thakur, you do not know his place. There are a lot of bowlers like Jasprit Bumrah, Prasidh Krishna, Mukesh Kumar, Jaydev Unadkat, Mohammad Siraj, Mohammad Shami. These many players doesn't have a place so far. So who out of them, only 2 to 3 players out of them only will make a space. Absolutely. So India is experimenting hell lot. Better to give them a cushion and tell them these are the 8 set of matches you will be playing, building to the World Cup. Give me your best. So I guess this will clutter. This will less. This is eventually play into the minds of the player also, that okay, we have been chosen to play a certain role, let's play that role to
Absolutely,
the full of its
absolutely.
potential.
That is exactly what I would also want, or even all of India would want, कि हर player को एक role दे दो. Give, if you want to fit in Surya Kumar Yadav, give that role to Surya Kumar Yadav. कि 38 से या 35 से 50 का जो overs है, that is your game. Go express yourself there. If you want to fit in Sanju Samson, उसको फिट इन करना है, फिर उसको बोलना है कि यार तू 18 ओवर से जो 30 ओवर तक का मार्क हो गया, 35 तक का होगा, वेयर स्पिनर्स आर बोलिंग, यू आर वेरी गुड अगेंस्ट स्पिनर्स, come there, show them what you can do. Hardik
It
Pandya
doesn't
can
make sense. It doesn't make sense to send Akshar Patel at number 4, who is not giving to get a
absolutely,
chance. Better
absolutely.
to send Jadeja. If you are
Why did
thinking
they
left
even
and right combination, send the
absolutely?
Ravindra Jadeja.
Why did
So
they
there are
even
few
experiment with
questions.
Akshar Patel? We are still confused with
Hmm.
for sure कि क्यों करा in that first place. But ठीक है, जो
Correct.
हो गया. The roadmap should, the ideal starting 11 for me is definitely Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, followed by Virat Kohli. Then definitely comes in, as per me,
KL Rahul.
Shreyas Iyer.
KL Rahul.
If Shreyas Iyer is injured, then you backfill him with KL Rahul. If KL Rahul is also injured, then the toss is between either you bring in Tilak Verma, which in my senses is out of the box again, but you should bring him. He can give you those overs and good player against good fielder as well. Then the number 5 would definitely for me would be Hardik Pandya. Then you come with Ravindra Jadeja at number 6, and then the tail to follow. If you want Shardul Thakur at number 7, do that with Shardul Thakur. Then you have Mohammad Siraj, Bumrah, and Mohammad Shami. That is my ideal 11, to be honest.
That will be too much. Till number 7, they are very much sorted. Top 3 you have already said. Number 4 would be Shreyas Iyer or KL Rahul, but there will not be toss. They will be 4 5 depending on the situation, because they need to have a wicket keeper. There is no wicket
Correct.
keeper. KL Rahul plays at 4 or Shreyas Iyer plays at 4, and number 5 either Shreyas Iyer, Surya Kumar Yadav, or Tilak Verma. Out of these 3, only one player would play, which
Correct.
I see only Shreyas Iyer playing.
If the toss is between Shreyas Iyer and Surya Kumar Yadav,
His injury,
yeah, if it is given that injury is out of equation, for me there should be no doubt about Shreyas Iyer in this 11. He is an absolute murderer of spin bowling, and he
then comes
picks,
the number 6, your Hardik Pandya, number
Correct.
7, your Jadeja, and then you choose the 4
8,
bowlers.
9,
Out
10,
of those
11,
4
correct.
bowlers, you pick two pacers. If you want to play 4 pacers, play 3 pacers there and one spinner along with Ravindra Jadeja.
Correct.
Or if you want to play 2 more spinners, then you play 3 spinners, including Jadeja, and 2 pacers.
That is what
one pacer including Hardik Pandya.
If they play 2 pacers and 2 spinners, right, that is going to balance out the squad, because फिर you can also have that option of Shardul Thakur जो बैटिंग कर सकता है. But if you go with 2 spinners directly up front, तो युजवेंद्र चहल और कुलदीप यादव आ जाता है, who are absolutely like number 11, मतलब 4 number 11 हो जाएंगे 8 नंबर से डायरेक्टली. तो that is something that India should avoid. एक बैलेंस फाइंड आउट करने की जरूरत है. टॉप 6 को आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया, फिक्स कर लिया, डन. Now look what we can do with the bowling. Given the conditions are in India, given the conditions are suitable for spin friendly wickets, क्या सोच सकते हैं, क्या विकेट के अकॉर्डिंग जो bowlers ला सकते हैं, that is what India should ideally be looking at going and leading into the World Cup. The Asia Cup is there, the Australia ODI series is there. This is their time to not experiment but to have 11.
Yeah. So our 2 cents from this topic is India should focus on their strong playing 11 that they want to go ahead in the World Cup. Focus on those players, give them a long run. If there is any chance India want to make an option for a left-hand player in the top order, test it, experiment it, and close it. But let's not continue with it. And India might need a depth in the batting. That is also a point that India need to figure out during their Asia Cup or Australia series stint. So batting in the depth so that they can make a good combination or till 8 or 9 number. If they have if not the proper batting per se, but somebody who can come and hit 6 or 4s when team is needing.
Correct.
Apart from that, if there is any option, India would like to bring in the left arm seamer, which we hardly see because there is Jaydev Unadkar and Asdeep but we are not seeing any of them coming into the playing 11 so far. One is not playing for a quite long, another one is has recently joined in, so that's again is not happening. On top of it, after summarizing this, Kannan, there is one thing that I want to discuss, and there is one thing that I am not seeing in this team is the killer instinct that had been there. When you see a team like England, when you see a team like Australia, they are murderer. Even
Correct.
in this format, they come and they score. You see Australia, England, they come from the word go and they score 400 runs in ODI. They
Absolutely.
even have scored 438, 440 runs, and their scoring is consistently. While on the other side, we are not seeing India consistently, even touching
Absolutely.
300s. Even against Bangladesh, they could not do it. Even here, so either they have to change something in this mindset of players that we are taking up too much balls to get settled in ODI cricket. Uh, Play with a bit of ODI and T20 mindset mixture, because the game is evolving. While other teams are able to do it, these teams should also be able to do. Else, we don't have any chance into the going into the
Absolutely.
World Cup. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you are spot on there. This is what we saw in the 2019 World Cup as well. England were going absolutely all guns blazing. In all the matches that they played, India thoda slow down हुआ. Even in the matches that India has played leading into the Asia Cup and the World Cup, बांग्लादेश से 2-1 हारे, श्रीलंका से 3-0 जीते, न्यूजीलैंड से भी 3-0 जीते. In the New Zealand series only, I saw them playing with intent. वहाँ पे the
Right.
Shubman Gill played that double hundred one innings, and India were consistently scoring 350, 300 odd runs. So that was still a good, I would say, good matchup, intentful series. ऑस्ट्रेलिया से 2-1 हार गए, and that series was an eye opener क्योंकि वहाँ पे खोल दिया इंडिया को
Correct.
पूरा. And in
Hmm.
India again came back to the position where against strong teams, India are not able to keep that momentum of playing six and a half runs per over, which is required in ODI format. Given you have a very weak bowling options, इंडिया के पास ना एक लेफ्ट आर्म बॉलर है इन द टॉप लाइक इन
Agree.
द bowling फोर, ना ही एक लेफ्ट आर्म बैटर है इन द टॉप सिक्स. लाइक if remove Jadeja from there, मतलब कोई भी नहीं है.
Hmm.
So that flavor is missing. कुछ ना कुछ एक सब एक ही तरह के बॉलर है इंडिया के पास. शमी एक हिट एंड डेक बॉलर है, सिराज एक हिट एंड डेक बॉलर है, बुमराह भी एक हिट एंड डेक बॉलर है. कोई एक वेरिएशन वाला बॉलर नहीं है. Hence, you need to score 350 plus in every single match that you go on to play, because तुम्हारे पास वो बॉलिंग ही नहीं है, विकेट टेकिंग बॉलिंग ऑप्शन जो कवर अप करे. अगर 300-250 रन मार दिए तुमने किसी दिन, तो तुम्हारे पास जीतने का कोई चांस ही नहीं है.
Hmm. That X factor is something that we had been
Correct.
looking is something still missing. So probably the Asia Cup would open up some
And
will answer
and
some of these.
it's just 20 odd days to the Asia Cup. They have still not announced the squad. That is the most surprising thing for me. They are still not sure on the combinations. मतलब 15 मैन का भी स्क्वाड नहीं बना पा रहे, 11 को तो छोड़ दो.
Agree. So I guess the discussions are still going on. As I just mentioned some time back, that there are 7 to 8 players which are still on the fringe
Absolutely.
and might have an outside chance. So it will be important for them also to find out exactly who would be my 3 or 4 players that we would like to go ahead out of those 8 and say no to them, that yeah, we are going ahead with this player. So I guess we are coming to close the podcast. We have covered a lot of topic today, had a very healthy discussions on many things on Indian cricket mostly. So okay, I guess we can wrap up the session from here, Kannan. Any last words to the viewers and listeners?
The last words for all the viewers, listeners, and to ourselves would be that is a message to the Indian team. Please stop experimenting.
Yeah, with those kind words, I guess we would wrap up the session for today. Just stay tuned to us, keep listening us. We'll be keep coming and keep entertaining all of you with our interesting topics. So thanks everyone for joining us today.
Sayonara.